Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharon Whiteman, and it's my great pleasure and privilege to be here every week with each and every one of you. And I know we have some new people here today, so a big warm welcome to you. Apologies for the delay in starting. I take full responsibility for that, but lucky we're here, starting about 10 minutes late. Dr. Nugent is Mantech's Chief Science Officer and Chairman of the Global Scientific Advisory Board. He has more than 40 years of experience in the area of integrative medicine. He has tested more than 6,000 dietary supplement products and formulated more than 100. He is internationally recognized as an expert in his field and has been teaching doctors for more than 30 years. He is Mantech's most requested speaker worldwide. He has earned multiple degrees, graduating with top honors at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. His areas of studies include integrative medicine, health and wellness psychology, leadership psychology, organizational psychology, neuropsychology, biological anthropology, nutrition science, and business administration. Dr. Nugent has served as president of the International Association of Complementary Medicine and is president emeritus of the American Naturopathic Medical Association. He is a professional member of the American College of Nutrition. He was also awarded the Servant's Heart Award by Mantech Associates in 2007. Dr. Nugent is one of Australasia's favorites. He carries the heart for the health and well-being for each and every one of us. And he's passionate, and I think many of us would link arms with him in this, in giving the power of wellness back to the people. I know that I had a nursing background, and it wasn't until I was introduced randomly at a dinner party to Mantech that I really understood that I only had part of the picture for health and well-being. And it probably wasn't the first part of the picture. It was when shit hits the fan kind of part of the picture where I worked. So we've got so much more that we can be proactive with in maintaining our health and well-being. So Dr. Nugent, thank you for always being available to us.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm sorry about the tardiness of our start.
Yes, we both are. So I have given you host privileges, so you should be able to share your screen. Are you using a presentation or?
I have a deck, and I'm not sure if I have the right deck. I've been back to back in Zoom meetings today.
Okay.
And so I hope I have the right deck. And if I don't, we'll wing it. We'll have a fireside chat.
Jason said that you had a new presentation on Plus and that you wanted to update us in Australasia. So
I hope that this is it. He pulled this up and sent it to me. So I think this is it.
Awesome.
Can you see the screen?
We can. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks great.
Okay. All right. We'll put this in the proper perspective. There we go. Okay, folks. Well, our presentation this morning is on Mantech's very first product called Plus. Well, technically speaking, our first product was called Epi Plus, but we only had Epi Plus for less than 30 days. So we like to say that this product was called Plus, and this is our first product. Plus is a very interesting product. It is not just our first real product that that went out for sale in January of 1994. Think about that. Wow. This product is so good. It is such an amazing product. It performs so well that literally I could, at this moment, introduce you to people who started on this product in 1994 and are still taking it every month all these years later. And why is that? Because it performs so well. This is a product that's so good at what it does, what it's designed to do, that we don't even have to teach about it or really talk about it. In fact, I know many associates who will simply say, here, take this product, you're going to want another bottle next month. It's that good. I mean, they don't even have to know the science or any science behind it. But we'll talk a little bit about science and health as it relates to this product this morning for your call in Australasia. So you've been looking at the questions on the slide right now, and you're thinking, yeah, some of these do actually apply to me. In fact, if you're a person who's more than 40 years of age, it's likely that probably close to 95% of the people over 40 years of age are saying, oh yeah, I do feel a low point every day between around 3 and 7 p.m. And of course, that depends on what time in the morning you got up and, so what your schedule is like. All right. What about mood swings? Well, we think about mood swings in relation to hormones. And indeed, it is almost entirely in relation to hormone, not absolutely, completely, but for the most part, it is in relation to hormones. Now, there are other factors. There are some vitamins involved, there are some minerals involved, and of course, glycans are always involved. But we talk about glycans all the time when we do this call. And so we're going to talk about plant sterols on this call. Now, I know that sounds kind of, ooh, plant sterol. I don't know if that sounds good or not. Trust me, folks, it's good. It's really good. So Plus is a completely natural, it's a plant-based product, and it's designed to support men and women. Now, I know that the overwhelming majority of people who buy supplements globally, not just in Australasia, but in every country around the world, the majority of the customers are female, and the majority of the customers are females over 40. Well, obviously, in that particular group, you're going to have a lot of people who have complaints that relate to the menstrual cycle. So then, a product that could be helpful with that, you'd say, wow, this is a fabulous woman's product. But it's not a woman's product. It's a product for everyone. Because what it does is it provides the basics so that your glands can make the necessary hormones as required and when required. So for men and women, if you're a man and you're not yet taking Plus, well, you should start. And I'll talk to you more about that as we proceed. I am not entirely sure if that's the right label for Australasia. It may not be, but it doesn't really matter. You can see the product we're talking about, Plus. What about stress in your life? It's a lot of people think it's as simple as, well, this gland isn't making enough of that hormone, or that gland's not making enough of this hormone, and it's just that simple. But it's really not just that simple. The human body is an amazingly complex organic machine. The driver of that machine is your brain, and your brain is producing chemicals if the brain is healthy and if the brain is receiving the right nutrition. And the third really big if is if the brain is receiving the right communication. And communication between cells has to do with glycans. And that's a discussion of our flagship product, Ambritos, which we won't talk about too much on this call this morning. So it's all those factors involved. Now, signals go from the brain to your glands. Your glands then make the hormones as required if everything is functioning as designed, if you have healthy conditions, and if you're getting all of the nutrition you need. And that also includes certain vitamins and certain minerals. This is why it's very important for all of you to make sure that you take your vitamin mineral supplement every day, whichever one you choose. I personally use Catalyst. You can use any one that you choose, of course, but make sure you're getting those vitamins and minerals because they are key factors to ensuring that the rest of this discussion this morning all works. So your hormones then are made in response to your needs. All right. You can say then that when you're under greater stress or you're being stressed by environmental factors such as air and water pollution, chemicals in our food, just general chemicals in our environment, our homes, our offices, that increases your need for more support. That should make sense. Any machine, even an organic machine called our bodies, still has to respond to needs in terms of the stress that's pushed against that body. And that means that all of your factors are going to have to be higher than if you're not under stress. Now, the 21st century, and those of you who are regulars on this call, I do entire lectures on the stresses of the 21st century, how toxins in our environment are causing us to need more vitamin, more mineral, more glycans, or what are commercially called glyconutrients. The scientific word is glycan, and that's a term I like to use. And of course, more hormone when your body is stressed more. And we are right now. And there's no way around that. And I'm not just talking about the events of the last 3 years. I'm talking about events of the 21st century. Right now, stresses, psychological stress, environmental stress, dietary stress, immune stress, all of these are worse today than they have ever been in the history of the human race. And my friends, there is no indication that these stresses are going to reduce, but rather that they're simply going to increase. So more than ever before, what we need to do is to make sure that we are giving our organic machines all of the fuel that it requires to deal with that stress. Now, I often use the analogy of an automobile and its efficient use of petrol. So we know that if you drive your automobile for 10 kilometers on a level road, you'll get much better gas mileage or petrol mileage than if you are driving 10 kilometers uphill. In fact, it is indisputable that if you drive that machine uphill and you compare that to the same distance on a level plane, you will have required more fuel to go the same distance. We are all going uphill in the 21st century. Make no mistake about this. And I wrote this in a book in 2004 called How to Survive on a Toxic Planet. And I've said it so many times in my talks around the world. There are things in our environment right now that the human body cannot detect. We can't see these things. We cannot smell these chemicals. We cannot taste these chemicals. And some of the most serious threats to human health are those very synthetic chemicals that our human body simply cannot detect at all. You may have taken all of the appropriate precautions, everything that you know to do. Your diet is perfect. You think you're living in the best possible environment, and all of the steps you take, and you still cannot hide from these synthetic chemicals. There are in excess, according to the most recent look, this is going to shock you, hold on to your chairs, in excess of 300,000 synthetic chemicals in our environment today that did not exist before the year 1930. Now, if you don't think that's stress, and that again, this is not about, the soot that you see in the sky. You cannot see these things. You cannot taste them. You cannot smell them. Why? Because they're so unnatural to planet Earth that the human sensory system, which of course is natural to planet Earth, simply is not designed to detect them. You need sophisticated machines to detect these chemicals. So if you think you're not under threat, if you think you're not under stress, you, my friends, are wrong. So we need to do everything we can to make sure our bodies get everything they need. Again, a combination of vitamins, minerals, and everything that it takes to make your hormones as well as glycans. Now we know that various stresses kind of normally happen. In puberty, obviously, psychological stress, any kind of psychological stress will cause you to need more hormone balance, more hormone support. During pregnancy, obviously, this is very, very important. And of course, some people have genetic factors. There are certain groups, and this isn't anything that science can do anything about yet. I think that someday science will be able to manipulate genes and correct genetic defects, but at this time, that can't be done. So some people have genetic reasons why they require more support for hormone balance. And you don't know if you're one of those people until you get into one of those stress situations where you begin to have symptoms. So that the endocrine system or glandular system, however you decide you want to refer to it. Endocrine is technically correct, but glandular is certainly acceptable. So this system creates its own hormones. Our product Plus, to be clear for everybody, Plus is not, N-O-T, not a hormone. There's no hormone in it. There's no plant hormone in it. There's no human hormone in it. That's not what it is. So for those of you who are used to saying that, or those of you who are afraid that maybe it contains that, well, you've been confused by a lot of data which isn't clearly expressed for the public. So we'll try and do that now. We're talking about plant sterols. A plant sterol is something that feeds a gland so that the gland can make its own hormone. So that's very different than being a hormone. So for those of you who are concerned, oh my God, this is female hormone in this product. No, it's not. There's no estrogen in this product. You may note that in the very beginning of this presentation, I said this product is designed for breast health and prostate health. Obviously, if this was estrogen, it wouldn't be good for breast health, would it? So just get that clear in your minds. So obviously your metabolism depends on hormones, and again, depends on the vitamins, the minerals, and the glycans as well. But this product Plus is going to make you feel better. In all of the years that I've been doing this for Manatech, and I've been doing this now since 1995, so that is a long time. And in all of these years, I haven't met, I don't think, 5 people, and I've met thousands of people around the world who've used Plus, and I don't think I've met 5 people who said, you know what, I don't think Plus really made a difference for me. Well, then there's something else going on for you that needs to be explored. But most of you, you're going to take this product, you will know the difference in probably the same day. Perhaps it'll take a few days, 3-4 days, but most of you are going to know the difference very, very soon. You're not going to get a sudden shaky jolt like you drank a can of caffeine or something. It's not going to be like that, because this is affecting hormone balance. And if your hormone balance is correct, if it's healthy, what you have is an increased feeling of well-being, not super shock, like, 600 milligrams of caffeine or something, right? And you will begin to feel a general sense of well-being as it improves. You will feel better. And so your mood is better. Your mood swings become stable soon after beginning to take this product. That's very, very important. And that will vary, of course, with each person as to how many days that takes. It's individualized, obviously. You will probably see improvement in libido or reproductive function, sexual function. And of course, that varies with every individual as well. And some need more help than others, and it takes a little more time than others. Because this helps to give you normal, and this is key, not boost your hormone or suppress your hormone, but to give you normal hormone modulation. That's super important, because that's what you want. You want normal, stable hormone modulation. You want your hormones at normal level, because if they're at normal level, then everything related to hormones functions at normal level. So Plus is providing the food to the glands, so the glands, in combination with vitamins, minerals, omega-3, by the way, and also glycans, they can make the hormones that you need as you need them to respond to your stress. So you may see improvements in your heart rate, you may see improvements in blood pressure, appetite control. Sleep is one of the many, many things reported improved with this product. And I don't promise that to absolutely everyone, because sleep and sleep problems has a host of problems, not just support for your hormone system, but your waking cycles, body temperature may also start getting more normalized. A lot of people have trouble with the temperature swings, or the temperature is too low. for some, typically females, too high for others, typically males. And so if you have a male-female couple, they may actually argue frequently about the thermostat. It's too cold in here, it's too hot in here, and one of the couple is going to have to compromise, right? Well, what you might both want to do is take some plus and take it every day. Now, adrenal fatigue is highlighted here because adrenal fatigue was the very first thing I saw when I was using this product for my patients. And I began using this product with my patients back in 1995. And I had a lot of patients who came in. I mean, let's face it, people don't show up at their health practitioner's office to say hello, to bring them a gift. They show up because they don't feel well. That's the cycle of things, right? So I had a lot of people that would come in with adrenal fatigue, sometimes really extreme adrenal fatigue. And this product really helped them a lot. And I have seen this with people since 1995, that this continues. Why have we not changed the product? Why have we not modified the formula? Because, as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this ain't broke. Okay, excuse the English, but this product works so well, we don't want to mess with it. It's the ideal combination of ingredients to get what we need. So again, you see on the slide, supports breast health, prostate health, bone health, and even colon health. All right, so what makes this different from other products? You know, there are, gosh, who knows? There must be tens of thousands of products specifically designed for females and their problems related to the menstrual cycle, or menopause, or something along those lines. Thousands and thousands of products. Why is this different? Well, first of all, it doesn't take a medicinal approach. If you use herbals, you're taking a medicinal approach. The purpose of an herbal, from the beginning, I mean, the first herbals were made probably somewhere around 2,400 years ago. At least that's what we have written documentation of. Probably long before that, I would imagine, but we have no documentation to prove that one way or the other. But I suspect it must have been long before that. And then herbals were looked at as medicine. So you have a symptom, take this herbal preparation, and that helps the symptom to get better or sometimes go away. That's not the way this product works. This product is literally food for your glands, literally. You feed your glands what they need, they produce the hormones that you require. It's really that simple. So this is a combination of plant sterols and amino acids that complement those specific plant sterols, as well as glyconutrients for cellular communication. And you combine these things together into a very unique approach to feeding your glands so your glands can take care of you. Now, the primary substance that we use in this, the majority of each caplet, is called Dioscorea villosa. And Dioscorea villosa is also known as the Mexican wild yam, although that's not fully accurate because it doesn't just grow in Mexico. Anyway, lots of people call it the Mexican wild yam, so we'll leave it at that. Now, I'm not sure in Australasia if you use the word yam the same way they do in the United States. In the United States, a lot of people refer to sweet potatoes as yams. Well, sweet potatoes are potatoes, all right? And this is actually a true yam. This doesn't taste very good. If you were to take the powder that we make from the whole plant, you would not like the taste of that stuff. So if you wonder why we haven't put it into a drink or something like that, because it's very bitter and you just don't want it to, you won't like that. At least I can't imagine anyone would like it. So this is a product which is a true yam, okay, not to be confused with sweet potatoes, just in case you say it that way in Australasia. Again, I'm not sure if you do or not. And it is a proprietary blend exclusive to us. And we have combined all these various ingredients synergistically. Now, the active component from Dioscorea villosa, that's the name of the plant. The active component that we extract from it is called diosgenin. The diosgenin is the active that, when it was originally studied, scientists began to study this, by the way, in the 1960s, because at the time they were looking for a way to make, I know this is going to confuse you, so I'll give you my best explanation afterwards. They were looking for a way to try and make birth control pills. Well, they found that if they move the molecules of diosgenin around in a particular way, which of course would make it what is known to science as a semi-synthetic, so it's no longer its natural form, it's now been altered, but it's not a complete synthetic because it's been taken from nature and altered. So that's called a semi-synthetic, okay? So they made it into a semi-synthetic and found that it worked reasonably well for birth control. But if you don't alter that molecule, and I'm explaining this to you because if you look this up on the internet, so many people do these days, and then they make me crazy afterwards because they understand a fraction of what they need to understand. Then they email me with it. I have to explain the rest of it to them. So I'll try and make sure that everybody gets the full explanation here. So in its natural form, if you have not altered that molecule, it does not act as a birth control pill. Okay, so don't be confused about stuff that you read on the internet. All right, what this does, what the diosgenin does in its natural unaltered form, is it quite literally feeds your glands as the basic stuff, the basic fuel, so that your glands can make your hormones. That's literally the way it works. And you also need to know that plus caplets, and I get this FAQ, it's called FAQ because it's so frequent, but I get this FAQ just endlessly, where people are concerned that plus caplets will convert to estrogen. Folks, you see it on the screen, and I'm going to say it to you as you see it. Plus caplets do not contain hormones. They do not convert to estrogen, do not convert to estrogen, okay? Now, if your body's going to make its own estrogen, that's up to your body. It's not up to plus caplets, all right? So you need to know that this product is very safe. And you've heard me talk about breast and prostate glands. Well, let's talk about the prostate gland for a moment. The prostate gland is a really small gland that does really big things. That's where you produce your testosterone. But understand that men and women both produce testosterone. Obviously, men are testosterone primary and women are estrogen primary. But both men and women can produce testosterone through a process called aromatization. It has nothing to do with scent or smell. This is about an enzyme called aromatase. Okay, I won't get into all the complexities of that right now. So when a man's prostate gland isn't functioning correctly, he can still make some testosterone through aromatization. He makes estrogen that way. Women also make testosterone through that process because women don't have testes. Okay. Now, the prostate gland will be very small until around the age of roughly 40-ish in most men. Now, in some men, it's older, and I have seen cases in some men where it was as young as 35, where you could document changes in the prostate gland, but that's not common. I've seen a few cases, but it's not common. So then, as the prostate gland, as you age, as you go beyond the age of 40, men, you're going to find that prostate gland begins a natural, not a disease process, a natural enlargement, which is aligned with your aging. So as you age, the prostate gland begins to enlarge. The larger it gets, the more symptoms you're going to have that are, well, unwanted. Now, one of those is frequent urination. And most men, by the time they've broken the 50-ish mark, are now urinating every 2 or 3 hours during the night. And that's not really helpful to your sleep patterns, is it? So if you give the prostate gland the nutrients that it requires, then you can begin to see that prostate gland shrinking down. And you can begin to see the symptoms also reducing if the prostate is receiving what it requires. Not requires certain vitamins. It definitely requires a mineral called zinc and one called selenium and one called magnesium. It has to have those three. So once again, make sure you take your vitamin mineral product every day. No matter how great you feel with Plus, make sure you take your vitamin mineral every day. But what the prostate gland also needs is something called beta-sitosterol. And the older we get, men, the farther we are beyond the age of 50, the more that beta-sitosterol is going to feel real good to our prostate glands. And you're going to find that if you take your Plus on a regular basis, and there is not a disease mechanism in place, so we're talking about the normal aging process, that you're going to find that your prostate symptoms should improve as you continue to take Plus. So it's really, really good for that. And of course, as it says on the slide, and as I say to everybody, I take Plus every day. I love this stuff, not just because of the way it supports my entire glandular system, but because, well, I'm nearly 70 now, and without the right nutrition, I would have a lot of problems with prostate symptoms. Just age, just the natural aging process. It also really helps with energy, and it helps with a lot of other factors for me as well. So I won't miss my Plus every day. And men, you should not miss your Plus every day, ever. Okay. All right. So this is our normal sort of way that we present the features for the folks who are interested in selling the product versus simply being a product user. I love you both, whichever category you're in. And so this is our normal features way that we present this. Yes, it is safe. It is plant-based. This is endocrine support, or if you wish, glandular support, however you wish to say this. And it contains no gluten, no dairy, no added preservatives. All is naturally sourced, and it is vegan friendly. Also, by the way, it is kosher approved or certified, I guess is the way we say it. It's kosher certified. So folks, those are the basic slides here. And just let me make a few comments about this quickly. I'll stop this share screen thing here, I think. There we go. Plus is a pretty amazing product. And I think you've gotten that already from everything I've already said. I know you have. But the sense of well-being that you can get from Plus and the way it helps your metabolism. I've also noticed, and this is not an official approved claim, so I'm just telling you myself, that I have noticed that as long as I remember to take my Plus, and there are times when I'm traveling, and those of you who have done it, you're rushing in airports and you go in between flights, and sometimes you don't take your supplements on time as you should, okay? So sometimes I don't, but as long as I remember to, not only do I seem to have more general energy, but I have more stamina, I've got more staying power, and I have better mental focus. Now, again, that's not one of our claims with this product, so everyone understand. I'm just saying what I personally experience with the product. So then, women, it's obvious. And women, you are going to feel the difference with this product faster than men will, because, well, the female system, as all you ladies know, and most men don't and can't understand, I can only see it from science. I can't ever understand it or know it or feel it. Only a woman can. But your systems are a lot more complicated than men. I mean, whoa, way more complicated. If I was going to give a quick class in endocrine system support for men and women. The male explanation takes probably less than 10 minutes. And I couldn't explain everything on the female side if I had hours. It's just too complicated. So ladies, you are likely to feel the difference with Plus much faster than men do. But men, be aware, although your changes are going to feel a little more gradual than any of your female friends or your partners, what you will notice eventually is that, wow, you know, if I don't take this product, if I forget to take my Plus, oh yeah, it was making a difference. Whereas ladies will often notice it without going through that at all. Okay. So just want to make sure, men, take this every day. And ladies, this is a no-brainer. For those of you who are wanting to sell the product and build yourself a business, I apologize for the calls coming in while we're doing this. It's simple. I mean, really, most of you, all you have to do, give some Plus to a friend, a female friend, and say, you know what, you're going to want this product next month. It's almost a certainty. So enjoy yourself. You should be feeling a difference in a matter of days. And depending on what age a woman is and where she's at in relation to her cycle, it might take longer than a few days because there's always all that upheaval going on hormonally for ladies. But they're going to want it the next month. The fact that it has remained in 29 years, it has remained in Manitech's top 10 products every month, every year for 29 years. That tells you that this product really works. And the people who buy this product are super loyal to it once they know what it does. So having said all that, I know I'm wrapping a little bit early. It'll give you folks a little more time to go out and enjoy what I hope is a beautiful day for you in Australasia.
It certainly is in Queensland, bright, sunny winter day. Dr. Nugent, God bless you. Thank you. It's such an amazing product. And, you know, I'm in about the same age as you, hitting 70 in a few years. And it took me through all those changes in a way that I don't know what I would have done without it. So, yeah. Awesome.
Amazing stuff. What I saw with adrenal fatigue with this with my patients, I was stunned by it. I mean, it caught my attention so much that it's like, hey, I'm giving more attention to this Manitech company, whatever it is, because this product is just astounding, right? Yeah, I mean, just amazing, amazing stuff. And by the way, my 70th birthday will be in September.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm just about there.
We're going to have to do a little party.
Yeah.
Australasian party for Dr. Nugent celebrating you.
I don't have the age in here though. I'm not sensing that or feeling that yet. Just I know that it's true chronologically.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can ever believe that I'm hitting to 70, and the same, you know, people are just astounded when they meet people who've done the decades with Manitech, because you can tell the nutrients on board and how that makes a difference, that we don't have to go down the pathway of aging and what's, you know, accepted, and that we can make a difference with that.
Yeah, there is no question. You look very much younger than your age. And, you know, recently I spoke with a woman who had just come into Manitech, and she had just turned 70, and boy, she looked it and she felt it, and she was not well. And when I told her my age, she said, no, that's not possible. I said, well, you know, I've been taking these products for, you know, almost 30 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, 24 for me, and it makes a difference. So God bless everybody who's here. Best way to share this story is with this video. And Dr. Nugent, thank you again. We'll look forward to having you again next time in a couple months.
It'll be my pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy your day,
Thanks,
folks.
everyone. See ya. Bye.
Bye.